Hebrews 3, and I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, "Take care, brethren, that there not be in any one of you an evil, unbelieving heart that falls away from the living God. But encourage one another, day after day, as long as it is still called today, so that none of you will be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. For we have become partakers of Christ, if we hold fast the beginning of our assurance firm until the end. While it is said, Today if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as when they provoked me." I'll stop there. But that verse 14, we become partakers of Christ if we hold fast the beginning of our assurance firm until the end. That word assurance, I looked into that just about an hour ago, or actually. But that word assurance, it's, give me a second. I'm going to pull it back up so I don't get nothing wrong. But it's a setting or placing under. It's a foundation. If we hold fast the beginning of our foundation firm until the end. What's our foundation? Christ is our foundation. That's what we hold firm to. That's what we hold on to. We build on top of him. We allow him to build us up. He's our rock. He's our everything, right? He's what keeps us steady. And encourage one another day after day, as long as it's still called today. We rely on each other. Encouragement. It's one of the best tools we're given, so that none of you will be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. We're told to hold fast to him, to look towards him, to search for him. Always through the scriptures, you can look in many, many areas where they say, "Well, search for him, look for him," telling us to constantly be on the lookout for him. Because the further we look, the more understanding we have, the better, the more wisdom we have, the more comfort we have. Something that we just, he's better than any treasure we could ever have on this earth. Anything. So it makes sense to look for him. And once we find him, hold on to him and continue to search for more. And searching for more isn't necessarily letting go. It's you're holding on tighter and you want more from him. You want him to show you more. You want to spread his love. You want him to show you more love. And however it goes, holding on tighter to him means you want more. It says, "Take care, brethren," verse 12, "that there not be any one of you an evil, unbelieving heart that falls away from the living God." That's a sad, sad truth. There's many people that have fallen away because of their unbelieving heart. But encouragement, each and one of us together, it causes us to hold tighter together. If it weren't for all the brethren I had around me, the ones that it's all of you and the ones of the past that I hold tight to my heart. If it weren't for any of them, I wouldn't be here. If it weren't for the Lord putting them there, I wouldn't be here. Let me rephrase that. Let's turn to Hebrews 10. I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, "Therefore, brethren, since we have confidence to enter the holy place by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way which he inaugurated for us through the veil, that is, his flesh. And since we have a great priest over the house of God, let us draw near with a sincere heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled clean from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. And let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to stimulate one another to love and good deeds, not forsaking our own assembling together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." A full foundation of faith. having every evil thought, evil desire pulled away from us, holding ever tighter to Him. Let us draw near with sincere heart and full assurance of faith, continuing to ask Him to help us. So let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. I mean, there's days for me it's hard to, my faith wavers pretty heavily. There's a lot of days where my faith wavers. But let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. He's already done His part. He remains faithful. It's time for us to do our part, remain faithful to Him. Continually drawing near. I mean, the only way that I can compare it is whenever I leave to go to work and I'm separated from my wife, that longing to be back and drawing closer is the only way that I can compare drawing closer to Christ. Because we're always away from Him. Every time we step out into this world, we're away from Him. So we want to come back to Him. But not just ourselves come back, but we draw other people with us. We bring people with us. We show them who Christ is. And the desire to constantly be with Him, I can't even put it into words. But there's times where just you and Christ isn't enough, especially for me. Just me and Christ isn't enough. I need someone else there to help encourage me, to help push me further. Because, I spend enough time alone, my mind begins to wander, and I begin to think of things I shouldn't be thinking about. So, right now I'm thankful that DJ's with me, because we have a lot of deep talks during the weeks. A lot of time to think about it. We do our own mind, we don't call them Bible studies, but we still look into it. We still, and with me, I would be, and it's mainly because his job is there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things going on. But I have you guys to come home to, and I have DJ with me to continue to encourage me. That's what matters. The Lord has placed all of you around me because I desire to come back and see you guys. I'm fixing to get emotional again, so we're going to move on. I apologize. Let's go to Deuteronomy 11. But I can't remember the verse, but something Dad used to always tell me as well, and a lot of people tell me. A broken and contrite spirit is what the Lord wants. And if you're away from those you love, you feel broken. You want to get back to them so you can heal. Same thing with the Lord. The further you're away from Him, the more broken you feel. So He wants you to come back. That's a sincere heart of your desire to come back to Him. Your desire to hold on to Him even harder, even stronger, because you realize what it felt like away from Him. Deuteronomy 11, I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, "You shall therefore impress these words of mine on your heart and on your soul, and you shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontals on your forehead. You shall teach them to your sons, talking of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk along the road, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, so that your days and the days of your sons may be multiplied in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them, as long as the heavens remain above the earth. For if you are careful to keep all this commandment, which I am commanding you to do, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all His ways and hold fast to Him, then the Lord will drive out all these nations from before you, and you will dispossess nations greater and mightier than you." I didn't read further back to figure out what he was exactly talking about here, but I know for me, Where was it? I lost my place. Verse 23. Oh, no, actually, halfway up 22. To love your God, to walk in all his ways, and hold fast to him. Then the Lord will drive out all these nations from before you. The Lord give them. If you hold fast to me, there's reward. It's kind of hard to look at this as a reward, but the Lord will drive out these nations for them. The Lord drove the nations out for them. The Lord gave them everything they could ever need. If you do as I ask you to do, put your faith in me, I'll grant you the desires of your heart. I can't remember where that verse is. That's basically what this says. I mean, if all you got to do is with, it appears they were struggling with war in other nations. I don't remember. Like I said, I didn't look back and read the context, and that's my fault. But Lord gave them an incentive, basically. I mean, you follow me, I'll protect you. That's. I mean, we shouldn't even really need that, but follow him. He helps us. Let's go to Job chapter 2. And this particular passage I talk about a lot. I'm going to start in verse 1 of Job chapter 2. It says, again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them to present himself before the Lord. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from roaming about on the earth. There is no one like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, fearing God and turning away from the evil. And he still holds fast his integrity, although you incited me against him to ruin without cause. Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin. Yes, all that a man has, he will give for his life. However, put forth your hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh. He will curse you to your face. So the Lord said to Satan, behold, he is in your power. Only spare his life. And then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. And he took a potsherd to scrape himself while he was sitting among the ashes. And then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast your integrity? Curse God and die. But he said to her, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Shall we indeed accept good from God and not accept adversity? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. But that latter part of verse 9, shall we indeed accept good from God and not accept adversity? That one got me really thinking. Yeah, everything good comes from God, but he also allows things to happen to us to test our faith, to test our faith. It's easy to accept anything good, and it's easy to say it's from God and to hold on because it's good, but during our times of adversity, how hard do we hold on to him? How quick do we tend to let go and think of all the worries and doubts of what's going on and not allow him to work. I know for me, I get in my head. I tend to, in the beginning, I think I could do it all myself, and then all of a sudden everything just starts crashing, rolling downhill, and I'm wondering, well, how did this happen? Well, it's because I was being stupid, really. But it's easy to accept good and not adversity. It's easy. But that's why we need to accept the adversity. Because Dad used to say it was like a storm. Chaos and destruction in the beginning of the storms, but afterwards there's life. Through adversity, it's chaos and destruction. It feels like it. It weighs you down until you can push through it. And when you come out the other side, there's always something you could have learned. There's always something that you could look back and thank God I made it through that, you know? That's still learning. Still holding on to him. Especially if you can look back and thank God for allowing me to get through this. That's That's holding on to him still. But in those moments, I know for me, I tend to forget and I tend to focus on what can I do? How can I fix this? Instead of, Lord, help me. I don't think about that in those moments. It's usually after it's all said and done, as well, I could have done this a little differently. But still, hold on to him. Even after you get through those moments, give it to God. He'll give you peace about it. It's the constant holding, it's the constant keeping him close is what helps us get better. Let's turn to Psalm 37. I'm going to start in verse 1. It says, "Do not fret because of evildoers. Be not envious toward wrongdoers, for they will wither quickly like grass and fade like the green herb. And trust in the Lord, and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will do it. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday." I found the verse that I was talking about earlier. It's right here. Verse 4. I know I messed it up, but delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Continually delight you. Well, I messed that up again. But it's a constant giving it to Christ. It's a constant delighting in him. It's a constant follow him. Everything about this is constant. It gets tiring sometimes because you hit a point where it feels like nothing's happening, but you just have to be patient. He says he'll give you the desires of your heart. It may not be immediately. It may not be 5 years down the road. It may not be 30 years down the road. You never know. But he will give you the desires of your heart. If your desire is him, you will have him. Commit your way to the Lord, trust also in him, and he will do it. He'll bring forth your righteousness as light and your judgment as the noonday. There's nothing we couldn't do without him. You want to help bring people to him? He'll help you do it. If that's what your desire is, if you continue to hold fast to him and hold on to him. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Trust in the Lord and do good. I know I read that backwards, but I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm just about out of words. I got one more place I'm going to go. So if anybody's got anything, please do. Let's go ahead and read verse 7 too. It said, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who carries out wicked schemes. But cease from anger and forsake wrath, and do not fret. It only leads to evil doing. For evildoers will be cut off by those, but those who wait for the Lord, they will inherit the land." Yeah, I'm not going to add anything extra to that. So, I guess we'll go ahead and turn to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. This will be the third time I've read this passage, 3 Sundays in a row, but it's steadily on my heart, constantly. Verse 19 says, "Do not quench the spirit. Do not despise prophetic utterances, but examine everything carefully, and hold fast to that which is good. Abstain from every form of evil." These 4 verses have been constantly on my mind for the last month. It's always there. Don't quench the Spirit. Examine everything carefully. Hold fast to that which is good and abstain from every form of evil. Not letting him help is quenching the Spirit. Examine everything carefully and hold fast to that which is good. Most of the time, you'll know what's good and what's not. That's what Dad used to say. Most of the time, at least he explained it to me, there's a gut feeling of, yeah, this is right, no, this is wrong. But what teachings that we have from our youth up most of that's good because it made us who we are today. The Lord gave us that teaching and instruction from our youth up to make us into who we are today. That's good. Don't quench the Spirit by letting it just waste. It's something we need to. The tighter we hold on, the more our desire to share should be. And if we don't share, that's also quenching the Spirit. At least in my mind. But anyway, that's all I got. If I say any more, I'm gonna start rambling. So, does anyone else have anything they'd like to add? If not, then that's all I've got this morning. I appreciate your time and listening to me talk. But hopefully, we'll see y'all next Sunday. Hopefully.